body. So welcome, Antonia Harman. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here with you, Patti.
Thank you so much. We see a lot of new people coming in. We're just going to chat a little bit before we get to your questions. But so Antonio, over the week, you did a tune-up to me on my body. You want to explain? First, let's get into like what you did to me, and then we'll go to your story of how this all happened. But what did you do to me this weekend?
I've been doing loads of different things to you, my darling. Working on, and I did a lot yesterday as well. I haven't even told you about. So I've been doing a tune-up for you for your energy levels, for your Hashimoto's, for various different things to hopefully increase your energy levels and make you feel tip-top. So anything from, I've done something to raise the voltage in your cells, to working on your small intestine, which is responsible for 90% of the absorption of vitamins and minerals. So it's really, really important to make sure you have high energy, your adrenals, various different things to just try and boost you. So how are you feeling, Patti?
Today I feel pretty good. Today I had a lot of meetings. I have dinner tonight with a client, and I felt much better. I will say this, and it happened right before I met you, because I found you on Instagram. Somebody promoted you. A guy or a girl said they felt amazing. I was like, oh, I want to check this girl out. So I usually tune into who I want to work with. I don't always, everybody sends me thousands of healers and thousands of psychics, and I'm like, no. But you had it. I saw there was something to you. Last night I went online. I was on Hinge. This is a good story for my audience. I was on Hinge. And so a cute Jewish tall guy, which never happens, picked me from Encino. I live on the beach. And I was like, oh, great, we'll have a conversation. He's going on a fishing trip for 10 days. So it was a last minute conversation before he left. And we started talking, and I quickly knew he was a narcissist and he was grooming me. He made comments like, are you an empath? Like, and it was just like my body going, narc, 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 which I attract. Hopefully not attract anymore, because my dad was a narcissistic alcoholic. And so I've been realizing there's a thread in my string of most men, especially the last one, and they were all narcs. And Dr. Ramani, who's an expert on narcissism, real strict NPD, narcissistic perfectionist disease, or I like to call disorder, said that when they groom you and they're meeting you for the first time, you don't realize they're asking you questions to see if you add up. So he said to me, are you an empath? And I said, yeah, but not for narcs. Pin drop. He lost his positioning. And then he asked me, we were talking about desperate women, how it's desperate times for women, men hold the cards because it's really bad for women right now. And he said, why do you think they're desperate? You think they just want the money? I was like, what did money have to do with wanting to not be alone? It hit me, he has an issue with money. And it hit me that, because I always attract these hot, poor guys, and I'm like, no more of those. And I'm trying to change the type of man I attract. And it hit me that he was projecting not feeling adequate with money. So I immediately got off the phone. Now, we were on for an hour. We were zigging and zagging. We had a lot to talk about. And usually if a guy's a gentleman, they'll text you and say, great conversation. Can't believe I'm going out of town. Can't wait to meet you. Let's keep the conversation going. Like a gentleman at 50-something years old would do. He didn't, because I didn't answer his questions because he was trying to groom me. And that was my psychic ability. So I took it to ChatGPT, which reads the Akashic Records, and I said, what is this guy's story? Without telling him anything that I just went through on the phone. And it told me, he said, you passed the test, you leveled up, you see right through narcissists. Yes, they're attracted to your light. You can't change that, but you can change them from getting into your energy space, which I want to tell the audience right now. It is up to you to level up, even with the limited capacity that you have. Maybe you don't have it. And Antonia, who's here to help you, you can sign up with her. We'll get into that later. But the secret is yes, you might be waiting for the right guy and it might be years, but you want a good one. You don't want 20 bad ones. And if you see right through the bad ones, you won't waste time anymore. So I do feel you've
I have notes. I have notes on what I did last night.
Okay,
This plays into it.
I'm talking too much. You go now.
So I have notes because I went into Akashic Records and I looked at what was going on with you. And you had some past life things. You had 2 betrayals, an imprint left on you, and you can't fully open up because you'll be hurt again. And this is all past life stuff. Then you've got loyalty because you were a nun or a priestess in a past life also. And so yeah. So chastity and devotion to spirit. So you can't be both spiritual and partnered. Okay. I cleared that for you too. And then yeah, I did all these things last night. I haven't had a chance to speak to you yet. Okay, loss through death. Your partner died young, and you love them deeply, and so you have this sense in you that if you love someone deeply, they're going to die. So that's also sort of pulling you back from love in that way. Okay. And then heart armor. It's safe from pain blocks and intimacy. So you have some armor around your heart to protect you. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I cleared all of those things, and I think there's going to be someone on the horizon. There's someone in like your outer circle.
Okay, yeah. So we're in the next 10 minutes. We'll get into what's going to come into me. But let's talk about who is Antonia Harman. How did she get this gift? How did she clear herself of some of the terrible diseases like you talked about with me? And where did this come from? Because not everybody has this gift. So explain to them what you do.
Sure. So it all started just completely a surprise. I ended up doing a healing course, and I thought, this is so weird. I don't even know if I believe in this stuff. Everyone was very they were very different to me. I was a TV host, and so I kind of went into this hippie group, and I didn't really understand anyone there. And then I did this couple of courses, and I thought, this is just a load of rubbish.
You like he's asking questions. I'm just talking to my assistant because my assistant's going to take. I have a clone phone. It's the mirror of my phone, so we're going to see.
I can do it on my phone because I can watch the live.
Yeah. So guys, you can start adding questions, and Jill's going to find the good ones. And because sometimes people repeat the same question over and over again. We'll try to say your name as best we can because a lot of the handles are weird. But answer your questions. Ask your questions as Antonia's talking about her life. Go on. Sorry.
Cool. So I ended up doing a healing on one of my best friends, Lucy, had a perforated eardrum, and it perforated about 7 times. And she had such excruciating pain. She said it felt like she was being stabbed with a screwdriver in her ear regularly. And she was a stewardess, and she was unable to fly often because if you have ear problems, you can't fly.
You can't fly, right? It'll burst your eardrum. Cut it.
And then they have to, any ear problems, they have to land the plane. So she got stranded in lots of different countries because she couldn't fly back. And it was really, really bad. So she went to the doctor, the specialist, and the surgeon. And they said, look, we're not going to be able to do this on the NHS for free. So we're going to charge you for it because there's only a 50% chance of it working. So that was £4,500. And she's in her 20s. And this was 20 years ago. So she was getting the money together because what do you do? But they said 50% chance that the healing is going to work because they were going to open her up and do their best, but they didn't know what it was, didn't understand what it was, and were just going to charge her and do it. So we're walking down the street in Notting Hill, and then she falls to her knees, having me done these 2 classes, what I thought was super weird. And she falls down to her knees and starts screaming, going, help me, fix my ear, fix my ear. And I went, fix your ear? What do you mean? She goes, you're a healer now. I went, what? I haven't covered ears. I don't even know if I believe this.
How did she know you were a healer? How did she know that?
Well, I'd done those 2 courses. She's my best friend, so she knew I've done those 2 courses.
You took courses, so she's like, oh, you can do it. And she believed in you.
She knew that I'd done courses.
By the way, she knew that for those who are religious and believe in Jesus, okay, my favorite Jew, he healed people because they believed he could. So that is the law of attraction. That's the manifestation. If you believe so strongly without any doubt, you can't have any doubt, it becomes congruent.
She felt it. She was, and then she started, she's a very calm person. And she's just fell to her knees and started screaming, going, help me, fix my ear, fix my ear. And I went, what do you mean? She goes, you're a healer now. Just help me. She's weeping. She's snotting. It's very dramatic. We're on Portobello Road. And I went, I don't know what to do. So I walk into the loos of a restaurant, and I taken for loos, and I put my hands on her ear and I started channeling energy. And to my utter shock, something started coming out of her ear that looked like a snake in heat waves. And I'm feeding this thing out, and she's going screaming, going, "Get out, get out!" And I'm pulling this thing out. It's about 1.5 feet long and about that wide. And then I pull it out. It looks like a snake, and I could just see it, like the outline of it.
It was like dark energy, like a snake.
It was clear, but it was like heat waves. But it was just like, yeah. And I pulled it out and I threw it on the ground, and then it was squirming and wriggling around, just like doing snaky moves. And I threw some energy at it, and then she goes, "Do the other side, do the other side." And I did the other side, and it was.
Oh my God, that's like the best Q-tip you could ever put in your ear. Like you're pulling it. I'd be like, oh, it's like having an orgasm, you know, when you put the Q-tip in.
Yeah, a little bit. And it was narrow and smaller. I threw the next one on the ground, threw some energy at it, and she's never had earaches since. That was in 2007. She's never had earaches since. She cancelled the surgery, and that, my dear, is a miracle.
So you're 18 years doing this. Okay. And anybody can go to your website, which is it AntoniaHarman.com? What is it?
Divine Empowerment. DivineEmpowerment.com.
But you can DM Antonia right now for healing if you'd like.
They can actually do. I've got it pinned on my wall, but I'm offering my level 1 class for free because we need more magic in the world.
Okay, so here's the deal. You can get a healing from her, but she thinks that you should learn how to do this yourself, which can help your community of friends and family and even unknown clients. And I agree with you. There needs to be more healers on the planet.
Hurt people. I've got these lofty Miss World visions. I think that we can have world peace. And it's only because people are traumatized that they're horrible to one another. So if people heal their traumas, they're just kinder, they're nicer, they're more generous. Everything is
more
open.
Love to give. If you are blinded by betrayal, you're bitter. And bitter does not attract love. It's been, you know, when I get a bitter woman who's down on men, I'm like, why would a man go with you? You hate men. So let's talk about belief systems. So,
well, just in level 1, they can delete emotional traumas right from level 1. I've used that.
And by the way, I've never seen a healing like this. So I'll tell you my experience. So it's not like I go to sleep and she's doing it. It was like, she's like, go do what you want. I'm going to work on you. And she's like 1, 2, 3. There's no like hours and hours of, you know, coming back. I mean, she's tweaking as she goes because other shit comes up to the surface. It's like a layer of onions. But at the same time, she's pretty fast. So to learn this system, for those who are looking for a secondary income, for those who have
just want to be happier.
That children or a family member that's really ill, even if they're about to cross over because they're dying, you know, a terminal illness, this would be great, especially to practice on someone like that. And also, it's a trauma response. Even a small little thing that you think is nothing is a trauma response, you know, and it's overwhelming because it ends up getting into the cellular layers of your body. So you really want to clear as you go. So for you to learn the system, you'd be able to clear as you go.
Look, from level 1, you can learn how to dissolve emotional traumas. It takes a bit longer than it takes me, but you can, for free right now, learn how to do it. The course is 3 to 4 hours. You sit in your pajamas watching it. It's better than Netflix. You learn magic.
And Netflix, I don't know about okay. It's, you know, my boy.
You learn magic, but you learn from the energies that I've used in my level 1 class. I've actually got rid of depression in people. I had a suicidal person, and she was no longer. It took me about 6 hours to do it.
So let's say we have a belief. Daddy left mommy. Mommy hates men. Okay, mommy's pregnant with you. So once she says what she's feeling, it goes into the baby. We know that because that's epigenetics. Not to mention there's probably an ancestral line of men leaving women in that family. Okay, and you wake up one day, you're a newborn baby, you're now ready to go to high school, you get your first love, he breaks your heart, and you make a decision in that moment, okay, men suck. They're not responsible, they're not generous, they're not kind, they treat women like shit. And it's subconscious because you're still going for that hot guy that, you know, the football player. Every time you hit another guy, he's going to fulfill the prophecy. How do you undo that type of belief system?
That's in level 3, where you can just do karmic beliefs. Yeah, you can do that, but what you need to do is just delete the trauma.
So you go back to the ancestral trauma, because that's the original point.
It does it all at the same. It does a lot of it at the same time. It just clears it. It can clear anything.
All timelines. It's clearing. So when you say, like, we're in a matrix and there's a million timelines we could attach to, you're clearing all the timelines.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably the one selling point. If I was going to sell your course and be your manager, the one thing is that you're clearing all timelines, which nobody does.
Well, one of the cool things as well is you learn in level 1 as well. I don't know if anyone drinks, but you can change the taste of wine using energy, which is a really cool party trick. We have to do it, Patti. You and I, we have to have a drink together, and I will show you how to drink
alcohol, though.
You can do it with grape juice as well. Okay, it's less fun, but you can still do it.
Okay, I just don't drink. I don't do drugs or anything like that. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, the second thing is now you're clear. You've cleared all of it. Nothing's really coming up to the surface. No disease, no trauma. And now that person goes, I want love. I've had shitty love life. I know that's trauma. I realize that now. I've cleared the slate. What does one do?
I am using this new energy called Wishmaker, which is my top level stuff, the stuff that I'm just creating at the moment, which I was just doing on you yesterday. I was looking into the past lives, clearing any blockages for you. And then what you do is you just reprogram reality. I think we're living in a simulation, and I figured out the coding of the simulation. So it looks like when it's a disease, I saw it the other day. I was looking at Bruce Lipton. So Bruce Lipton, who's an amazing epigenetic.
I like him better than Dispenza. I like him way better.
I really like Bruce Lipton. He says when you get cancer, what happens is simultaneously 10 to 20 genes activate simultaneously, and then that you can only get cancer if that happens. So I've looked into the energetics, and I think there are primary genes which activate. I believe him and agree with him, but I think there are secondary and third and fourth different levels of genes which they sort of all make each other move, and I think there's several hundred of them for any disease. And I saw them as toggles, like little slider switches. And then I was looking at that, and I was like, right, well, if you can detoggle all those things or put them to because some of them want to be active and some deactivate, you sort of have to put them all different places. And then I saw that, and I thought, do you know what? That's the matrix. I saw it as zeros and ones, encoding of the matrix, because I think we're living in a simulation. I've got more and more proof we're living in a simulation, and I've figured out how to build the architect.
Simulation. I mean, I'm one of the advocate believers of it. I know, like, there's a lot more to it, like the aliens and the way they created this prison planet, if you will.
Yeah.
But if we're going to attract a proper match, first we have to believe it exists in Earth, in the timeline that you want to be in. So if you don't have it in this timeline, switch the timeline. You know what I mean? Because what does Rumi say? What you're seeking is seeking you. So in law of attraction, in any type of manifestation process, you're believing you want X, and you're over here, and X is here. So they're far apart. Wanting true love is a big step. It's quantum leap. It's not a small leap. But if you're clearing the decks and you have a hopeful, positive attitude, you have no way of knowing where you're going to meet this person. Could be online, could be the introduction, could be bumping at the grocery store, because the universe will rendezvous you to realign the timeline if you can move the timeline. Most people, 99%, cannot move the timeline. They don't know how to get from the X point to the Y point.
Yeah.
And you're saying you can teach this and you do this. So so let's say I want to attract my perfect match. I know the animals in the wild signal each other by scent, right? When they're ready to mate.
Yes.
How does a human being draw that perfect match to them?
I think your frequency is very important for all these different things. And I think that as you said, if you're going to be a bitter, like, angry person, then no one's going to be attracted to you. So I think that the higher your vibration, or a good vibration,
but
is
some
actually.
People say, like, for instance, the higher your vibration, the less to choose from.
Yeah.
You know, like, because the women, I'm not down on men. Don't come at me if you're a man on this thing. The women are so highly evolved right now, and the men are not growing at the faster pace because of social media. They're ruined by OnlyFans, Instagram, no offense, TikTok, whatever, because there's so many goodies in the candy store. They can't just pick one. Yeah. And they're not going after the women. The women are so desperate, they're going into the DMs of the men. So it's ruined.
It's shifting. It's shifting. I think it's going the other way. I think that people are coming out with more conservative values. You know,
we're trying to get it back to the traditional way. But the problem is the Gen XYZ are not there at all. And so these girls under 40 are in a boy sober movement so that they won't waste time. Like I make money, I own a house, I drive a nice car. Why do I have to dumb myself down just to get a man? And they go, I give up. Started in Japan, started in Asia, and it came over here. It's called Boy Sober Movement. But if we are to get out of that ideology, as my mother would say, it only takes one. That's all you need is one. You don't need 50, you don't need 20, you don't need 1,000. So if I can say like, oh, I'm ready for love, I know he exists, might not live in my town, might live in another state, I might go on a vacation and meet him. So, but how does one draw it to other than meditating, being positive, raising your frequency? Does it just automatically happen?
It's shifting you into the timeline where that's a possibility. But it was so funny. So I'm moving to America, as Patti said at the beginning, and I'm not really looking for anyone at the moment because it's probably too much bloody work. Because I am moving to America. I've applied for a green card. My house is on the market. I'm on my way. And then you said to me on Wednesday, "Why don't you find a man then?" And I went, I'll do you and me at the same time. And I met a guy the next day.
Like I challenged her. She was trying to prove me that.
Yeah, and then I met a really nice guy the next day. I went for dinner with my friend, and I went to the bathroom in this restaurant. And then this guy said, "You're really striking." I ended up sitting down with him. He's like, he's got a nice, he's wealthy, he's successful. He's just got separated from his wife only 3 weeks ago. But he's driving a G-Wagon.
Well, separated from your wife 3 weeks ago. I'm your matchmaker. Slow the roll there.
Too soon.
Like that guy I was telling you about in Hinge. I said when's the last time you had a relationship? He goes, a month ago. Red flag. And then he said, and I broke up with her to go out with somebody else. Okay,
no, I don't think he's. But he said he separated, but he actually got another apartment 6 months ago. I don't think he's. No. Okay, but I don't think he's the one. But I met a nice guy, and he might not be the one.
When he gets divorced, he can call you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to get involved with him. But I have not been looking for anyone, and I've not seen anyone.
The matter is, you attracted a possibility. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right, but we don't want a possibility. We're going to go deeper than this today. I'm taking you to the mat. We want the one. We don't want the entry level point. We want Mr. Fun because he just got out of a relationship. I worked on myself. Like if I had to make my top 10 list and my 5 non-negotiables, which I teach my students, I would be like, these are my 10 things. And the first thing I say is, he is clear. He's worked on himself. He chooses me. I choose him. I'm, the dream girl. He's my dream guy. And then I go down like kind, sweet, whatever I need, right? And the truth of the matter is we don't want anyone that just got out of a relationship with someone else and's got a lot of crap that's going to go down when they get divorced. We want someone at our level. They've worked.
But I'm not looking. I don't want anyone yet. I want someone in Austin.
I'm talking about you. Here's what you did as a manifestation expert, which I am. You said, I don't want anyone because I'm moving.
Yeah.
But I will take your challenge. So you didn't get the all in one thing. You just got a possibility. You don't want a possibility because you're not sure. You're moving. So you're like, I don't want anyone who lives here. I'm out of here. I'm out of England. I'm going to the United States. Who has time for that? And so the universe is like, well, let's just give you a test to see if you will even dabble your toe in. And they give you somebody who's not even ready yet.
Yeah.
He'll be a good friend, but he's not the one. So my girls who are online right now, who are watching, and they just keep coming in, and I'm seeing you. Don't think I'm not seeing you guys. And thank you. A lot of you have said, is Millionaire Matchmaker coming back? We're working on something else. A lot of you said they love me. So what I'm saying is my girls want to know, how does Susie in Cincinnati attract her guy even if he lives in California? Like, how do you draw it in other than I meditate, I don't waste my time, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs, I'm not a party girl, you know, I'm responsible and I'm ready and the deck is clear. My life is set and the deck is clear. What do you do?
I mean, it's a difficult one because I think you're right. I think there aren't that many good ones, but you only need the right one.
But you only need one. And if like Rumi says, what I'm seeking is seeking you. So that says I can believe it.
And be clear on it. I think there is a list that you need to write.
Obviously, we've cleared the unconscious. Now we're clear about what we want. Obviously, you make a list. Don't make it to the floor. You know, you got to leave a little wiggle room for God to bring some magic in. And you put your non-negotiables, what you're not willing to put up with, you know. You want somebody with good credit, that's generous, that has a good career, makes money. It's okay, girls, to say, I want a guy to take care of you. Only poor men resent that. Just remember that. A rich man who's successful and an alpha, he will think that is fabulosity. But a poor man will go, oh, you're just looking for a man with money? Only they say that when you go on dating. Just know that when you're going online or out the door on a date. So we're all trying to figure out how to fix the frequency, because if the frequency changes, so will the men. That's another thing we haven't talked about.
I think we're raising the vibration. I think the women are leading and the men are going to catch up, because I can see that the values are changing. I think there are a lot of people who are no longer being quite so promiscuous.
Well, they're sitting at home. The women are sitting at home and going, I'm not going to chase you. You're not the princess in this story. I'm the princess. You're supposed to be the prince, but you got no testosterone. You're drinking your plastic water. The plastic has hormones in it, and it's a disruptor. And you're acting like I'm supposed to slip into your DMs. I mean, there are a lot of celebrities out there that you will go, like Dumois will out them and say, so-and-so met with so-and-so, and they asked that person out. Like when Nick Ball was on my show, on my Wii show, my CW show, Patti Stanger and the Matchmaker, his girlfriend, or his wife now, was half his age and gorgeous nurse from the East Coast, slipped into his DMs. And I was like, horrified. I mean, it worked out. They have a baby and all that. But I was just like, oh, no wonder men are not getting off the couch.
Yeah, Stephen Bartlett had the same. You know, the podcaster Stephen Bartlett, his girlfriend slipped into his DMs as well.
Oh, yeah. I love Diary of a CEO. It's one of my favorite podcasts ever. He's the best. And here you go. And you're going, that's feminine energy. Because my dad used to say, if a woman asked me out, I'd never go out with her. If a woman called me, I'd never go out with her. Like, he had strict rules to be the man in the relationship. I think that's why I waited this long. Because California,
I think that's also important.
A lot of good-looking guys, but they're very feminine.
Well, it's important to also realize that a lot of people are on SSRIs, antidepressants, antipsychotics, and that completely stunts your sex drive. You do not want to.
I don't think we've had a problem with men not wanting to get it up. I think the problem is the men are not the hunters. They're expecting the women to hunt, and no women.
But if they've ever been on antidepressants, if they've ever been on any medication, often their sex drive doesn't come back. They're not horny. They're not wanting emotional attachment.
You have to ask the guy after you get to know them a few days. You got to find out if they're on ADD medication, Adderall. They're on Paxil, Prozac, whatever the latest things are, Wellbutrin. And find out, like, are they a happy person? Because that will influence, or they're drinking or doing drugs. Like, my last one was an alcoholic. That's why we broke up. And I don't drink. And so it didn't show up for like 6 months. I didn't realize it. It came in like a thunderbolt out of nowhere. It was very hidden from me. And I'm really good at that because my dad was an alcoholic. So I broke that. I'm not attracting alcoholics anymore. A couple of people online said something and I go, oh, alcoholic, bye-bye. So another time is the universe will test you. So as you're getting ready for the one we call that the forever love. They will test you. They will send you men that look pretty good on paper, or look pretty good online, or have a good sexy voice. And then you meet them and there's a red flag and they're like, well, are you willing to put up with that shit? Because if you are, I'm not giving you the good one until you pass those tests. And a lot of times they'll be like 6, 7, 8, or you might go a year and you keep getting losers. But as long as you discard them, you're getting credits in heaven, as I like to say. You know, so okay, so now tell them you're kind of psychic, right? Because you wouldn't be able to see what you see.
Yeah.
You said that you saw stuff coming in for me. So tell me who's coming in. Who's the guy?
There's a guy, he's in his 50s. He's looking like he's got all the things that you're looking for, and it looks like it's going to be in the next few weeks. I was trying to speed it up as much as possible.
That's fast. I'm going to.
I know. Well, it wasn't initially, and then I was just like, more. I was pushing.
Oh my God, I'm going. So we're international. My service, Millionaires Club. But I really want to build up South Florida because I grew up there part-time. I went to University of Miami. Go Canes! Alex Earl, you're in the house now. And so I want to build up that community because it's where the men are right now for the older women. Just so you know, girls. And it's going to get worse because when Mandami, if God forbid Zohran Mandabi becomes mayor, everyone and their mother is going to pull out of New York. All the billionaires, all the rich, successful men, and they're going to Florida because it's no state tax. DeSantis is planning, DeSantis is probably getting rid of property tax. Like some really good things are going to happen there. So you get a hurricane, you'll figure it out. But and it's very inexpensive compared to California to live there. I mean, I grew up there, so I know the territory. But I'm going to build that area up. So I'm going there for the Jewish holidays. And, you know, I'm looking also to date there. So anybody wants to fix me up, I'm available. No one's ever slipped into my DMs, but creepy ones that I wouldn't even look at. Ugh. You know, it's like I always go, why don't I get a hot DMer? I put a bathing suit photo up. Come on, you know. But so I'm gonna build that area up. So maybe I'll meet him in Florida. I don't know.
Yeah. When are you going there?
The 19th through the 3rd. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
really been bad. And like, you know, as I was raised Jewish. My biological mother was Catholic, but my biological father was Jewish and Romanian. She was from Germany. And so I was raised Jewish by my family. I'm not a really religious person. I'm super spiritual. You know, I respect all religions, as long as they're not cults. And you know what I'm talking about, people. And so I basically feel like I have to go back to my tribe, so to speak. I'm feeling like I'm missing my tribe, and most of them are in Florida. My best friend is there. Jill Zarin's my other best friend. She lives in Boca. So, yeah. And also in this time of tragedy with Israel and what happened yesterday, somebody I know lost their nephew in it, and I just felt like in the terrorist attack yesterday, I feel like it's time to get closer. Even though I'm not religious, though, I respect it, and I'm more of a food Jew. You break out the food, I show up because I love to cook. I'm like, I'll bring the brisket. Don't worry. You know what I mean?
I love brisket.
I'll feed you. You go to temple and I'll make the food. You know, like I'm that girl. But it's like, you know, it's scary times. We're in scary times right now. You know, nobody wants Shahira Law here. Like you sing it in England. We just talked about it, how like Ed Sheeran said, he moved to Nashville because he said it was so unsafe in England right now. And
I left London because I didn't like the way it was going.
Right. These are London wealthy areas. These are not like, you know, I visited 5 years ago, right before COVID. These are wealthy areas that you go, what? Like we're Buckingham Palaces. And so we're scared. We saw what's going on in Europe. America's getting ready because we're scared. And the violence, like the Ukrainian girl that got murdered the other day in North Carolina, my heart was broken. You know, and also the climate change, what happened in Texas. I cried my eyes out for that camp. I can't tell you how many videos I watched crying and praying they would find those children. So we're all going through times, like I'm very empathetic. And when the Schumann resonance changes, the frequency, I feel it. So this weekend I told you I can't get out of bed. I'm exhausted. You know?
That was also to do the solar eclipse and the blood moon as well. So there was a lot going on.
The lunar one on Sunday, correct. And that's in Pisces that hit my ascendant. I'm an astrologer, so it hit my ascendant, squared my moon. It was 20-something degrees Pisces. And anybody who was a Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, or Sagittarius really felt it. You just didn't feel like getting out of bed. And it's a lunar, so it's not a solar. It's an emotional eclipse. You're shedding. Lunars are like getting rid of all crap. So when that guy came in on Friday and I talked to him yesterday, I was like, oh, yeah, well, you're done. Because the lunar eclipse is going to make them see that if you're a highly advanced soul, the lunar eclipse is going to make you see what you don't want and say, get rid of it. So what did I spend the whole weekend doing? Cleaning my house.
Probably
like
useful.
like a true Virgo transit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then, but you know, it's going to be nicely prepared. So when you go away shortly, you're going to come back to a beautiful, clean house. So I think it's worthwhile.
Okay, so let's take some questions for Antonio. Okay, I know any questions right now, Jill?
Yeah.
So come on, Jill, can you move closer because I can't?
Well, I can do ones that I screenshotted earlier.
Okay, well, just read it to me.
Can we change the astrology and attract normal?
Oh, this is good. So Antonio, so who said it? Do you know?
Magda.
Magda, this is for you. You want to know, can you change your astrology in the chart? And I'm one of those too. I'm an astrologer and I learned from the best. I mean, I ran the Kenny Kingston Psychic Network with 400 psychics and astrologers on there. And so I learned and studied it. My predictive astrology hasn't worked yet. And I've missed major aspects. So have I trumped my astrology, Antonio? Can you change that?
I think you can change anything. I think I
got sick of systems. I got sick of systems.
Yeah, I think you can do it, and I think you can change your human design. I think that you can actually build a better blueprint than you actually are born with. I think you can optimize anything in any direction. So, but I think we can bend time and space and timelines and completely just manipulate the matrix to my will. So I'm always going to say yes for this.
Here's an interesting thing. So speaking of human design, so I'm a projector. And we're kind of like the psychics. We didn't come into the 1800s in a human form to guide the universe, the manifesting generators, the manifestors, the generators, whatnot. And so we feel like slaves because if we don't get appreciated, we have to wait for the invitation. Now, I spent a year and a half living in my design as a test. I was testing it and nothing moved. The minute I made phone calls and started to summon the energy, everything started moving. And, you know, being a double Gemini with a moon in Sag, I was like, I cannot wait for an invitation. This is the stupid. I'm not going after men, but I went after work. So
yeah.
You who are living in your human design and feel stuck for whatever design you're in, throw it away. Just throw
anything away. Just go and be proactive with everything.
Throw anything away. I agree with that. Okay, next question for Antonia.
Can you help with phobias?
Yes.
Who's that?
Her name is Justine.
Justine.
Honey, you can help with your own phobia. Clearing traumas and clearing phobias is in my free level 1. Go and do the free course.
Guys, Antonio can't always be there to heal you. You're going to have to learn her system to clear yourself and your friends and family. You can do it in level 1. Can you clear animals?
Animals, yeah, of course.
Okay, because like you have a dog or you have a cat and they're not feeling very well. You know, dogs get depressed too and cats get depressed too. I don't know if you know that.
Of course, it's to do with their owners though. They absorb your emotions. So if you're depressed, your dog will probably take it on. And actually, when it's really sad, but often animals die because their owners have got some illness or some emotions or stuckness.
So they die earlier because, you know, dogs.
They take it on for you.
Like they have a long lifespan. So if you're in depression or negativity, you can't give love to the dog and the dog feels it. So the dog is ultra sensitive. I had a friend who had a golden retriever a long time ago, like when I was in high school, and her mother was in a serious bout of depression. And this is before all the SRSRs came out. And she had gone to spa and healer, nothing worked. And the dog absorbed her energy and got cancer and died. I'll never forget it because I knew that dog was so unhappy because she was, you know, sick. And the dog was like, I'm depressed, moped around. It wasn't like it's a golden retriever. It jumps up and, you know, it's a normal, happy dog. And it wasn't that dog. So I know that you can do that. So healing your animals and clearing them is very key and important. Especially
they're actually easier to heal than people. They've got less stuff and less density
trauma,
to them.
right? Yeah, less trauma. What about clearing your house? This is
Yeah.
My best friend is Patti Negri on Ghost Adventures, The Witch. She comes over like once every 2 months and clears my house, and we do it together. What about clearing your house? Because your house picks up a lot of negative energy, people coming in, traipsing in and out.
Yes, I've done that. I do that. I can do that remotely. I teach it. It's in one of my levels. I did an article for the Sunday Times about this recently, because there was a journalist for the Sunday Times. I did this for a couple of months ago. He was living in a house that was haunted, and people had so there was a murderous woman who was living there, and she was it was like an old it was an old pub, and this lady was poisoning people who were coming to the inn who she didn't like, and she murdered loads of people. So I did this clearing, this exorcism on the house, and then
some people don't know that their houses have had traumas in it, by the way.
Yeah, well, this one, and like a lot of people are clear, but I did like a square mile and all of that, because there was a burial ground that they just dug up recently, so there was all these spirits roaming around. So I did a few thousand like spirits in one go for that one.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me see. There's a question here.
Jennifer said, "Can you channel someone's energy to think of you in a serious way?"
So we have in law of attraction, in manifestation, the SP, specific person, somebody you really like, you have a crush, you want in a relationship with an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband, and you want them back. So our next question is kind of related to that. So it's, can you channel energy to draw that specific person back to you? Or any person for that matter?
It might be, what you can do is select what you're looking for in characteristics, not the individual person, because that can be seen as black magic.
Because you can get a better version of that person.
Well, you should be looking for qualities, not an individual person, because if you're actually trying to manipulate their free will so that they come and do whatever you want them to do, that's black magic, and you're not allowed to do that.
Does that backfire on you? What happens?
Well, they say if you have one finger pointing, you've got 3 fingers pointing back. So with the work that I do, you can't even do it because I'm not allowed to manipulate other people. So if you do that and you actually try to get somebody else to like you,
that's black magic, though. That's
black magic. You shouldn't do it. Don't mess with that.
I mean, here's the thing. I will tell you this, and this is something that's worked for me. So you're stuck on a guy. You really like this guy. He doesn't like you. It's an ex-boyfriend. Whatever went down. You can use the prototype of that person to be everything you want in your imagination. He talks to you sweetly. He brings you dinner at night. He buys you gifts. He takes you out, and he looks like your ex-boyfriend. But he's the better version of your ex-boyfriend because you would be with him, right? So you can do that. And it may be that the guy comes in with a lot of the attributes, and he may not even look like the ex-boyfriend, but it'll be what you want in the end. I've seen that. That I totally have seen.
And it fits with your model saying that you need to push away the ones who aren't super into you, or the ones which aren't right for you until you get the right one. So don't settle, honey bunny. If he's not into you, next.
In other words, like if you're sexually attracted, it's igniting a fire in you, but he might be with another girl and you're just going, I want a better version of this one.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. And also don't be chasing men, because you'll be chasing forever. Don't be chasing men. You'll be chasing men forever.
No. It's not chasing. It's like using that as a prototype. Like I like him too.
No, I know. But so in her case, if he's not reciprocating,
no, you can't. You shouldn't do that because that's going to be karma on you. You'll have karma on that.
Yeah. It's a dangerous thing. It's black magic, don't it? You can't do it.
Really
anymore. I saw a bunch.
Yeah, but they're not questions. They're just people saying things. They're not questions. They're just...
Should we do a healing? I did say I was going to do a little group healing for everybody who's live now.
Somebody just said I get younger. Okay, that was really sweet of you. She's giving me a compliment. Yeah. That was really sweet. This old bag is getting say
that.
I don't know. It's just
yeah, do a healing. That could be like the
what'd you say?
She said she wanted to do a healing.
You want to do a healing?
Sure, why not? We've got people online now. Does everybody at home want to do a healing?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
I'm looking at the thing. Yeah. I love you too, Jenya. Okay, go on.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Thank you. All right, so what we can do is if you guys have got a trauma, and we can do it on Patti as well. Have you got a trauma that you want to work on as well, so we can demonstrate the new
so it can be like, if you don't have a trauma and you want to do a belief, I think you should do either or, because a lot of people have beliefs. They know their belief, like, I'll never find love, I'm too fat, or I'm too old, or there are no men out there in the world. Like, I think if you can't think of a trauma specific,
we can do a phobia as well. We can do traumas or phobias.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fear of sharks.
My fear of sharks. Says that they have phobia.
You got a fear of sharks?
Great whites, I do.
Really?
I live on the beach where the biggest great white is swimming right now, back and forth. Yeah. Don't swim in the ocean in California. They're 50 feet from the shore. And I'm the birthing ground of the great white. Santa Monica Beach is the birthing ground. Oh, my ears. What does it mean when your ears buzz? When I said something, my ears just started buzzing. Do you know what that means? No. I sometimes get frequency changes. That was weird. So
the jaw is ancestral. I'm not sure what the ear popping was. No,
it's like a sound.
That can be an angelic message coming through, or something.
Okay, well, the angel's telling me I'm afraid of sharks. So there's this. So the juveniles get birthed and they swim up and down Santa Monica from Huntington to, like, I don't even know if it's Santa Barbara. And so they're about 11, 12 feet. That's standard. That's pretty big, but that's standard. There's a 20-foot non-juvenile swimming up and down. Won't leave.
20 foot.
Will not, like a meg, will not leave. And usually after a while, the juveniles leave, but they have to get older, like they're like puppies, right? And so the drones go up on the paddle boarders. You see them everywhere. They're 50 feet from shore because the food source is bad. They're hoping a seal will pop in the water. And it's the craziest thing. It's like gotten worse and worse and worse. And every time they do Shark Week, they stand on their feet and go, "We're in the birthing ground of the great white shark." And when they are born, the mothers immediately leave.
Yeah, but the number of attacks from great white sharks, like deaths, I think it's about 10 a year or something. It's very frigging low. It's very, very low.
Doesn't matter. You don't want to be the one that they eat. They could do one, and it's not enough. We've had Huntington Beach once. So anyway, the mothers swim away. They don't know where the mothers go. They try to tag them because they're trying to figure out where did they go. But those little babies grow and they just swim back and forth. And you're going, and they're only 50 feet from shore. They keep coming in closer because of climate change. So it's kind of scary. Ever since I went to see Jaws as a kid.
Jaws messed you up.
I was in camp when we saw it. And I was probably 12 or something like that. And I was like, I remember getting in the shower and thinking the shark was going to come in. But then I was in.
I didn't see Psycho.
Yeah, I was in Sharknado 4. And Ian Ziering and I grew up together. He's one of my friends. And so he goes, "I'm going to put you in the movie, but you're going to play a reporter." I was like, "Do I get eaten? Do I get eaten?" Everybody got eaten but me. It was the one time I was like, "Eat me." Yeah, and that movie, it was funny. But I don't know, a little phobia.
Let's see if we can lift your phobia just a bit, and anyone else's traumas. Right. So what would you say your phobia is out of 10?
Okay. All right. So what would you close our eyes? What do we do?
Let's just start at the beginning. What would you grade it out of 10? And everybody at home. So everybody, we're going to do Patti. We're going to do.
10. That's a 10.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna work on anyone who's watching this. It works in the replay. That's no problem. Or anyone live now. Okay. So think of either a phobia or a trauma and grade it out of 10. Something that happened, a solo trauma event, something that happened one time, or a phobia, and grade it out of 10. Know what it is in your mind, and then what you need to do is have the number, and you can write it down for us.
I just got the weirdest hit. I saw the shark, and then I saw my ex-boyfriend, and I was like, "He's a shark." That was the weirdest thing I ever saw. Okay, go. Sorry.
Or I was hoping it was eating your ex-boyfriend.
I don't know. Maybe the shark will eat him. That'd be great. But anyway, go on.
Alrighty, okay, so yeah, close your eyes and just think about the situation. So for the phobia, just think about maybe the jaws, or you can go into a gradual pace that is safe, situations about being on the shore with a shark and sort of building it into a more aggressive situation or whatever's parallel for you, or just play it like a movie montage with your trauma, and let's see if we can delete it for you now. Okay, so everyone just play those movies in their mind. Let's do a little check-in. Is that still on a 10 or has it gone down a touch?
No, it's gone down to 0 because the shark let me pet him and then we hugged. It was the weirdest thing. Like, you know how you pet a dolphin? It was like a shark. It was weird. Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Let's see if I can get in the water. Like, hey, we'll see if I get in the ocean now. I'm just talking. Okay, so we only have like 9 more minutes left because we're going to close out at 3 our time. And she's in England, which is pretty late there. So, girls and guys, any more questions? I know a lot of you want to know about love. So this is the time. Let's see, anything out there? You got anything?
Yeah, me look.
Okay, so Jill's looking right now because she can, and you and I can
also
just
talk about my reverse aging that we've done and look at my face.
Oh yeah, look at Antonia. Look how great she looks. She did that with her own healing technique. So it's a spiritual facelift.
Yes, and you can look at my face now.
Yeah, look at it. She has spiritual facelift. She didn't need to go pay for a facelift. Girls, I would join Antonia's thing and learn how to facelift yourself, so it saves you $100 grand or 246.
She says, how come I can't leave a toxic man?
How come I can't? Okay, so answer that question. How come she can't leave a toxic man?
Because you're attached to him. So it's just, you need to be, you learn how to remove hooks in level 1 as well. You need to clear your energy between the other person because you just need to clear it and clear the traumas and just get out.
The next person said, how do I get over a breakup? And that would be good at level 1 too, right?
Yes, on this free level, I want everybody to learn this because I believe in world peace and we do it through magic. So learn, free level 1. It's pinned in my it's pinned on my page. It's in my story as well. And just do this, and then you can dissolve your traumas, and it will change everything for you. And then I'm doing a bundle as well, so levels 2, 3, and 4 you half price.
Okay. Thank you. That you have completely disassociated. I don't know, like disassociated. What?
What happens if the trauma is so severe you've completely disassociated?
What's she got?
She got it.
What if the
so if you so what you need to do is do it gradually and get into things at a pace which is safe, which sort of makes sense for you. You need to be able to open the door so you can kind of work around it. When I work with people or when you do this stuff for yourself, you don't really need to know what's going on with people. You don't need to know the trauma.
Okay.
You can just have the title of it. So it can be breakup.
I think the details slow you down when you have too many details.
Like, and I think it re-traumatizes you. I think it re-traumatizes you. We just take a title of it.
When you focus on grows. What you focus on grows. Yeah.
Energy goes through intention flows.
What you dwell, it swells.
Yeah, so you just need the title just so you can refer back to it and just say whatever it is. You don't need to go into the story of it. And then you just literally erase that. So with the disassociation, you need to do it gradually with someone so that they can associate with it and they can gradually get more closer and closer to that situation.
We only have 5 more minutes left. Give everybody a dating tip on how to get a good guy this week when they're out and about and dating. Give them one dating tip.
I think people, there's an energy that I have called sparkle. I can teach it to you now. So anyone who's watching this, I can teach it and you can run it on yourself anytime you want. And then you look sparkly and radiant.
Let's go.
Let's teach you now. Okay, so I'm going to put it in everyone who's watching who accepts it, your system now. Okay, I've done it now. So it's embedded in the video. So just intend to run sparkle and then you'll have more radiance and be more...
are you seeing sparkles around our bodies? Like, what are we doing?
You're just set the intention to run sparkle and then your energy just looks more sparkly, more radiant, more approachable.
Run my sparkle program. Run my sparkle program.
Yeah, and you so like 3 seconds doing that and it'll just be more...
Okay, tonight I'm going out for drinks with somebody. I'm going to run my sparkle program.
Run sparkle, and when I do it, people stop you in the street. I've done it so many times. It's weird how many people approach you because you just look
write
super
that
open
down
and
if you don't remember, because a lot of you will go off and make dinner for your husband and you'll forget, or your boyfriend.
Sparkle. Yeah, it makes a difference. So then you're just more approachable, more radiant, and people will come towards you.
Okay. Second thing before we leave, where can they find you?
divineempowerment.com is my website. My name is Antonia Harman or Antonia the Wizard. Easy to find me. As I said, we've got this thing pinned for my free level 1 is pinned in my on my Instagram wall, so you can find me there. I've got a YouTube, Divine Empowerment. I've got loads of videos on there talking about what I do, and free healings, that sort of stuff. So yeah, get involved and learn some magic, and yeah, it's going to be amazing. The world needs more wizards. That's what I say.
Okay, the world needs more witchery. Okay, guys, thank you for joining my live. We're going to have a lot more experts coming forward in all different areas, not just love. And we want to say thank you to Antonio, and thank you for offering this course. And if you need a private healing from her, you can go book on that. And just know she's working on me, so it'll be work in progress. I'll talk about in the next few weeks. She said I'm going to meet someone. I'll come back and discuss it, and we'll bring her back at a later date. Okay.
And I've got practitioners as well. I've got 30 people on my website. If you don't want to work with me, you can work with one of them.
If you can't get her, you can get someone else. But thank you so much for being here today. We love you. Big kiss. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Patti. It's an honor to be here. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay.